A long time ago there was a huge mansion in a dark forest. The house consisted of one floor, but it also had a large dark attic. The little bogeyman comes home singing tunes to himself. He sees a note on the door in a language he doesn't understand and tries to read it. When he opened the door, the boy found many dark and scary people in the room, all muttering something. The boy was very frightened when suddenly someone grabbed him by the shoulders from behind and pushed him forward. "Ah, it's the man of the hour, the little bogeyman. Come in, you're just in time." The boy did not understand anything. The scary uncle who had a mask on his face with red eyes really alarmed the boy, but he calmed the boy down and said, "I'll go with you. We are all very happy to see you." The scary uncle put his arm around the boy to calm him down and led him into the back of the room. The frightened boy did not know what to think. He did not understand why he was there. The boy was wearing the secret number 407 on the back. Many people in masks gathered around him, all whispering to each other. "-407, please take this chair and sit on it," said the scary man in the mask with the red eyes. In the center of the room, a boy was seated on a chair and everyone around him gathered in a circle. A scary man in a mask stood at the boy's back and shouted, "Welcome, I'd like to thank you for joining us today for this momentous occasion. Today we celebrate number 407, our newest mission member, and commend the young lad for his loyalty and support of our community," shouted the scary man in the mask loudly. He slowly lowered himself to the boy's ear and said, "Take out your hand and read the promise." The boy didn't think long before he pulled out his hand and began to say the promise. "We will give our lives to save another." The boy clutched his eyes hard. Let him be released, his sacrifice and rewarded for his loyalty. Let him bring out his own tincture, and the others, all around him, began to hum some tune. Everyone became very abruptly pleased and happy. They welcomed a new member into their society. "That's it, I knew you could do it, my boy." Satisfied, a scary uncle in a mask with red eyes hugs the boy. The oath lasted a very long time. As for friendship, the evil uncle inhaled the boy's perfumed scents and was clearly up to something. His smile betrayed his intentions, but the boy was in a deep trance and did not suspect anything. After the ritual, the boy is taken by the villain to another room. The boy looks closely at his hand and at the mark on it, or drawing. "You performed well at your first ceremony, I'm proud." The boy couldn't think of anything. He looked at his hand and said it hurt. The angry man in the mask replied, "It's so perfectly normal. Everyone has something after their ceremonium, even children younger than him. You've been a very brave guy. Now push to stop the spirits. When I finish tying your arm, you'll be fine, young man. Please take a chair and sit down while I gather my tools." A frustrated, scary boy sits and waits. "Your injury is nothing to worry about," I acted confidently. The evil man in the mask began to look in each box for the tool he needed. He finds the little box he needs. "Are you a doctor, sir?" The villain turns around and says, "Well, I used to be a surgeon, to be exact." "Well, of course I haven't wasted all my experience. Helping everyone here is a much better job than any other high-paid doctor. Now I can use my medical knowledge in a better way, only for people who deserve it, of course." Smiling, the angry man in the mask with the red eyes said at once, "It's funny how life turns out sometimes." The villain took his box and sat down next to the boy, took his hand and began wiping his hand with alcohol. The man noticed that the boy was sad and asked, 407, is something wrong? You know you can trust me and tell me everything." "Sir, why did you choose me for this mission?" Why do you suddenly decide to ask me that? Everyone here is bigger and stronger than me. I will no longer help in the outside world. I would have helped a lot of people to help, instead everyone here. I think I will be much more useful this way." That's why you were so worried?" gently asked the villain. "I wouldn't have put you on the mission if I didn't. I just want you there. You have been a very loyal and faithful boy, so I trust that you will be at your best." Wrapping a bandage around the boy's arm, the villain said, "My boy, you have nothing to worry about." The bandage was a little tight, but it was much more secure. "Isn't that what your first mission was expected to be, perfect?" Whether you achieve anything tonight is none of my business. You must keep in mind what I told you. Stop worrying and you'll be the one to guide me and be a mentor? Yes, that's right, said the boy in the masked villain. But sir, you won't be there with me. How can you direct me? The villain laughed. The same rules apply that we applied here. There. Follow them and you let me slide on you. There are a lot of people out there who want to deceive you. To them it means being deceived by the outside world, becoming the most deceived in the world. I want to see if you are willing to follow our truth outside of our society. It's true, behave as I taught you. But sir, what am I to do if I'm not ready for this? Then you'll just have to stay here. It's only a matter of time before outside lies become nothing more than background noise. As long as you follow all the rules, I will support you no matter what. If you need a lot more time, you have plenty of free time, don't you? You don't have to worry, I think. We spend too much time talking here with you. I have a lot to do. I'd rather get my usual preparations ready. Do your chores today and get some fresh air. Prepare yourself before your mission. While there was a dialogue between the villain and the boy, someone was standing under the door eavesdropping. Oh, I completely forgot to tell you. I chose the members of your group to be with some familiar faces. How could you wait for 267 to be on the team with you? Stay about it. How long have you been standing outside the door? I didn't tell you to wait outside the medical office. I'm sorry, sir. I just wanted to check the 407. It's not necessary. I take enough care of him. Okay, then it's 407. You have time to chat with 267. But be on time for the meeting. Be on time for the meeting. The two of you. An evil man in a mask with red eyes left 407 and 267. Do you feel well? Asked 267. Do you need to sit down? The little boy hugged 267 contentedly and shouted, I did it. I did everything right. You stayed calm. You were very good. Not everyone can do that. It's good. It's good. You looked like you saw a ghost, too. That's right. Wrong. Ghosts are not scary in any case. They just stroll through things. There's something about you I'm afraid I snore. You talked to a ghost. How do you know? No, I didn't, and you were very loud. Ghosts are quieter than you anyway. Of course not, but maybe someday I will, the guy said with a smile. Where are you going anyway? To the outside. The boy suddenly ran out of the building they were in. Since when do you never go out? You've always been at home. I've grown up. I'll be back now. You didn't get taller. You didn't get taller. Yes, he did. Sir, measure 1 centimeter. The boy was running at high speed without looking under his feet, so he stumbled and fell face first into the grass. I won. I got here first. Since when was it a race? You're just boring. What have you lost? Broken. I'm boring? Aren't I? Sit in the anthill in their nest. Remember the one from the last time we were here? No, I think Sir got rid of them long ago. I bet he cooked them. Oh. Sir don't eat ants. The boy laughed and looked at his companion, who was knitting something from flowers on his head. It's weird not doing anything. I could help, sir. Doing something useful right now. Everyone else is probably working. In a second the boy got sad. You're right. I'm a homeboy. Hey, come on. I was just kidding. It's nice to be outside once in a while. I don't like it outside the fence at all. It's about the mission, the state of the treadmill there. There could be a million different places outside, with a million different types of people. There's bound to be a place you like. But there's no one there to care about what happens to me. They're all awful, said a voice from the darkness. Just like Sir always says. Came the blow of the bottle unnoticed, and all thoughts were confused. I could not even get my family who loves me, and I saw them every day. Hey, it's not your job to make your family like you. But Sir says I have to be the one who behaves well and treats him with respect. That's why I like it here with you. It's all very nice. I want to go to the group meeting early. Maybe we can help Sir help set up. The boy ran to the meeting. There were already a lot of people in the hall, all wearing masks and quite noisy. Everyone knows each other and says hello, and the boy observes the situation carefully. Suddenly everything on the stage begins to make noise, a huge coat appears, and then an angry man in a mask with red eyes like a fly. Squeals and clouds exploded through the building. Welcome, I'm very glad you're all here and ready to listen to my speech. For one person, a word can change their life and the life of another forever. After these words, everyone in the hall started applauding. We are the ones who stick together. Your trust in me is a vital responsibility of this community. That's why. I will always be great for your contribution, a quiet voice from the back of the room. Now for those who have been worrying lately about how we are perceived by outsiders, I have to ask, why listen then? The number of people in this world who do harm instead of protecting. I would say that we are the best creatures without them. One precarious day, two secret agents decided to do an interesting interview. They visited the home of one of the girls of a very sensational long story. Of course we picked the right place, same eyes. That's what's on MapWest. I think it's a waste of time poll. That would make good filler, because people really like to read about the creepy shit in their own backyard. And you don't get much more in your own backyard than that. What about that girl? Do you think she's telling the truth? Both agents came close to the door and knocked on the door. Who knows? I checked the place online, the one she sent me, it matches her blog and report. As I said, if we don't find out or get anything else, it will be a good story and issue for the Sunday edition. The two agents think the actress doesn't look scary. The girl comes to the door and thinks, they never come in the daytime. Very slowly but slowly, the girl opens the door and welcomes guests. Hi, I'm Angela, come on in. The actress leads the agents into the room and the conversation begins. We could do it downstairs, if you'd be more comfortable. Do you have any more chairs? Are your parents home? It's okay, I'm comfortable here. This bed will be great for you instead of a chair. My mother died when I was born, and my father works very hard for days at a time, always coming home very late. Would you like some tea or coffee? No, we're fine. Let's start the interview. Tell us. So what can you say about the sad? This is the Lidla house. I mean, we heard a lot of rumors that you lived across the street from that very house your whole life, right? For as long as I can remember. When was the first time you noticed anything strange? One day I was looking out the window in the morning, and I saw my neighbor. Yes, the police reports say you called about the Russell family. What can you say about them? The girl thought for a moment and, remembering the events, began her story. There was a little boy, his name was Ban. I saw him right there at his window, banging on the window and screaming for help. I was afraid for him, and I called my father, who was on his day off at the time. Daddy, hurry up. Angela, what is it? What happened? Look, our neighbors have their little boy screaming in the window. He needs help. Hurry up and go save or help him. Darling, I don't see anything. There's no boy there. I don't understand, but he was just there. I really saw him just now. You have to please go there. We have to call somebody and help him, please. Good. My father called the police. My daughter saw a boy in the house next door screaming for help. Could you send someone? On every street there is a house where death and tragedy meet. But this is the house where Alice played, and the man in the hat once stayed and slept. A new family moved in to call this house their own. Will the child escape abuse, or will the wonderland of miracles take another soul? The boy ran to the windows and called for help. He fell on the floor and said, Daddy, where's my daddy? As suddenly a wonderful scary rabbit appeared. It was one of the boy's drawings. What's up, Ban? Tell me, I'm your next dear friend. I drew what you asked me to, and made it so that I would be alone at home. The dreaded rabbit answered him. One at home, haha, you can't be alone in the house. I want you to come with me, come and play together. I don't want what you want from me. The boy cries hard and through his tears asks for his daddy back. As a friend, the drawing shows a man very similar to the boy's father. You look carefully at this picture. It was a long time ago. Would you like to know and see what happened to your daddy? Where is it? Where? He was filled with a lot of doubt and fear, a very creepy fear, just like his family. He's not here anymore. No, Daddy. Where's Tracy? She tried to run away, but as you can see she didn't succeed at all and decided very late to do it. No, 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 the guy is crying and screaming very hard. If the picture I drew for you has come true, then I will draw my picture, and it will be what I need. The boy quickly grabbed a pencil and began to draw his picture. He drew a phone to call someone for help, but make magic work for you, but it will never do what you want. The boy tried to call the phone that he drew and showed up, but the phone didn't work. I don't know how to make the phone work, but I know what to do. Without thinking long, the guy decided to draw a hammer. The guy tried to break the walls with a hammer to get out of the room, but they were very strong. You're a smart boy, but these glass walls keep you from going far. The guy can't get out of the room no matter how hard he tries. I'll just make the room bigger. This will be my first step on a greater journey of vengeance and anger. Suddenly the boy saw his father lying unconscious on the floor. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry, sadly said, looking at his father. Widening his path further, the boy descended the stairs to the first floor. We're almost there, but go out into the world to see, the place where your guilt and anger return. When the boy comes down to the first floor, he freaks out and shouts that he's coming out. There was Trayside lying on the floor. I'm sorry, I thought he was my friend. I should never have listened to him. An evil rabbit appeared and said, Listen to me, this has caused so much trouble, haha. I gave you an escape of tiny glass and camantas, a bubble. I should never have listened to you. I'm going to make it right, I promise. One more step and the boy will stop. Let all his guilt and rage unfold. In an instant the weak crying boy became a huge strong red knight. I will destroy you, rabbit. I will paint every inch of Wonderland with you. And a boy with such a heart is so broken, having lost everything that mattered to him. His last tear he remembered through the mirror he had stepped on. The weak boy is no longer in this world. He rises from his knees to take the helm in his hands and steer. Everyone who is in Wonderland will now know deep fear when they meet the Red Knight here. The police came to the neighbor's house. The girl and her father also came to the place. There was a dead body found in the house. Well, if we have any other questions we will contact you, the police officer replied. What about the little boy? He's not here. He's probably gone. Upset and depressed, the girl told her father she wanted to go home. Good dear. The girl decides to stake out her neighbor's house, which was the first time she had ever staked out a house. The girl sat at her computer and wrote down important things. It was the night I realized it wasn't just a house, someone was obviously there. She was watching it a couple weeks later, the time she saw the guy and what happened to the neighbors. There was another very suspicious old man next door who also had a mean little dog. One day the old man noticed how the whole fence was in a very strange plant. Instead of roses overnight turned out terrible plants like poisonous. Hey silly dog, can you trim those flowers? The dog started barking, and the old man said, I heard you, you have to do everything yourself. The damn garden and these roses, I'm sick of it. The old man took a pair of scissors and began to cut the plants. Before his eyes each cut got even bigger and the plant grew again. They keep growing, what strange roses. The old man has long and painfully tried every way to destroy the plant, even used chemicals, and tried to cut it down by the root, but he has not achieved success. He didn't think long before he decided to take the poison and destroy the plant, but the stupid plant kept growing. The old man was really pissed off about everything, especially his dog underfoot, and the angry old man kicked his dog right into those roses. The evil bad plant began to suck the dog in and choke him with its stems. The grandfather is in shock. His dog is in trouble and is about to be destroyed by a sprout. The dog howls and calls for help, but the old man can't help. What? The old man's cigarette fell out of his mouth from what he saw. The dog was gone, and new red roses grew in their place. What for? The frightened old man ran into the house to get his wife, and let's lead her to show her the scary plant. What do you want me to see? Just go, listen, it's pretty amazing. Where's your dog? This rat is definitely here somewhere. Go already. Oh, you're such a bastard, you never cut the roses I asked you to cut. How many times can I tell you to do something and you don't listen to me? I never liked these roses, but now they have become very beautiful. The woman bent down to smell the fragrance of the beautiful roses when suddenly the plant wrapped its branches around her and began to choke her. "Help! Help me!" The old man wanted to get rid of his annoying fat wife and went into the house, forgetting that his wife was being strangled by a plant in the backyard. He sat down in the kitchen and thought, finally a little peace and quiet in the house, and his eyes fell on the delicious still hot pie that his wife had just cooked.